Simon & Schuster Audio presents The Marshall Plan, Dawn of the Cold War, by Benn Steil. Read by Arthur Morey.
Forward. In 1944, Franklin D. Roosevelt set out to forge a new cooperative post-war order. In it, the Soviet Union would, he believed, become a major power with its own peculiar interests. Yet it would be shepherded by a new United Nations and International Monetary Fund into collaboration with an agenda conducive to American security and prosperity, an agenda founded on free trade and respect for the independence of weaker neighbors. Not long after Roosevelt's death in April 1945, however, it became clear that Joseph Stalin had an agenda all his own, and that he was not going to play by American rules. Just before New Year's Day, 1946, at the deadline for ratification of the IMF agreement, he pulled out. He had, in fact, never intended to adapt Soviet policies to the requirements of membership. He had simply sought two benefits from cooperation in creating the new body. The first was a return by others to a monetary system that would boost the value of Soviet gold stocks. He got that with no need to participate. The second was more unconditional U.S. financial aid for his country, as it had received during the war. When it became clear that none was forthcoming, he lost interest. As for the United Nations, the United States granted his priority demand, a veto on the Security Council. With it, he saw Soviet membership as no bar to extending his frontiers, which he set out to do in 1946. Meanwhile, America's natural allies in Western Europe looked to be teetering on the edge of economic, social, and political collapse. The UN and IMF, which had been founded to maintain peace and stability rather than manufacture it, were powerless to reverse this slide. In 1947, therefore, President Harry S. Truman's State Department, now under the leadership of General George C. Marshall, disowned FDR's One World vision. Under formidable time constraints, they set out to formulate a new economic and security architecture appropriate to a Europe divided into two worlds, a capitalist and a communist one. This book situates the Marshall Plan more directly at the center of the emerging Cold War than earlier accounts, highlighting the seriousness with which Stalin treated the threat it represented to his new, hard-won buffer zone in Central and Eastern Europe. The Soviet
Sample complete. Ready to continue?